everybody. My name is Billie Jean. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the host of the Kingdom Hairstylist podcast. I hope that you all have been blessed. I have not put out a video in a long time, but I'm back and I got a new hairstyle. It's so cute and comfortable and easy. I've been working out a lot, and so I needed a style that was going to allow me the opportunity to be able to work out because my hair is short and I sweat. Hey, there's Molly, guys. He wanted to get into the video as always. He just never lets me do videos without him making an appearance. But anyway, it's a great hairstyle. I'm grateful for this hairstyle. I love it and I'm excited. But that's not what I'm on here to talk about today. Today I wanted to encourage you all. I was riding this morning after I was dropping off I didn't drop off anybody. I was headed to the salon. I had to do something. So I went to the salon, and as I was riding, I was just talking to God as I always do. The car is like my sanctuary. I don't know if y'all have the same kind of sanctuary, but the shower and the car, those are my two sanctuaries where I talk to God the most. And I know people probably be looking at me like, that girl is talking to herself? Yeah, I am. I'm talking to God. I'm not talking to myself, but I'm talking to God. Mind your business. It's like, nah. But anyway, so I was riding and I was just talking to God. I was just thanking him. I'm not going to lie. I was in a place of gratitude, just thanking him, because yesterday was Father's Day and it was extremely hard for me. I lost my dad in 2019, and so it's hard for me sometimes, especially on Father's Day, and I had a rough day. I cried the whole entire day. But God was there. He was helping me. He was guiding me. He was giving me everything that I needed to get through the day. And so this morning, I wanted to thank him. You know, even when I got up this morning, I thanked him and prayed and all of that. But when I got in the car, it just came back up. So I brought it up and I just thanked him and thanked him. And then I started to remember a time, well, all the times that God has showed up for me. Sometimes it's important for you to encourage yourself, and you need to do that too. Go back and look at all the times that you know of, that you just know that you know that you know that God saved you. I was thinking about a time when I was like in the world more, and I was like so drunk. I ain't gonna lie. I was extremely drunk and high. And I was coming back from a club. And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it home. Like, that's how drunk I was, that I even said it to myself. I don't know how I'm gonna make it home. And if anybody knows me out there, I'm not a real big drinker. Like, I'm more of a social drinker. So this night, like, I really was showing off, and I had way too much. I'm usually like a 1-drink girl, or maybe 2 at the most, but I never go past that. But this day, I know I had about 3 or 4. And I was swerving. I was like just terribly drunk. And I just remember asking and praying God, like, God, please help me make it home. Help me make it home. And now that I look back on it, I'm really kind of irritated with myself because I don't like drunk drivers. And what if I would have killed somebody? You know, that's the type of stuff that I think about right now. But I didn't think about it like that back then. But now that I look back on it, I'm like, I could have killed somebody. Somebody could be dead right now because of my negligence. And so anyway, God helped me make it home. By the grace of God, I made it home. And I just remember knowing that it was him carrying me home because I couldn't even really see. Like, I was that drunk that I don't even remember like the roads I was on. I couldn't remember where I was at. And it was just horrible. But yeah, that was one time. Then it was another time. I spoke about this on the podcast before, but it was years ago, probably maybe 2 years now. But I was living in an apartment and I really could not afford my rent. I was a single mom and I was trying to do it by myself. I was doing it by myself, not trying, but I was doing it by myself. Single mom, just working hard, working my little butt off just to make ends meet to be able to take care of my son. And I just didn't have the money. I mean, I would come up with it somehow. You know, I guess God was blessing me and sending me money and doing this and doing that. But this time I know for sure it was him. I had closed this bank account, but I forgot I closed the account. And I was using 2 different payment systems. So one system would collect the money and then deposit the money into my bank account. The other system would just keep the money in their system. I wouldn't deposit it into the bank account. So when I would get paid each week, or each day rather, I would see that I had certain money, but I was not really good with managing money. And so I didn't really know how much money I had even coming in. So I was just like, doing my day to day, and I would just live off whatever I was making. And then one day, the rent was due and I didn't have it. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to get this money from. Like, I didn't have it at all. Like, I didn't even have a portion of it. Like, I had $0. And I was there, like, trying to figure it out. I was crying and I was praying. And I was just like, God, I need you to make a way, because I don't want us to be homeless. Like, I don't want us to be on the street. And I was just like, I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of everything. And so I got this email. I just, came up out of my prayer and I checked the email. So on the email was talking about how I had $1,350 in this system that I told y'all about, one of the systems. And so I'm like, did I read this right? I go back, open up the email again, and then I open up my app where the money was sitting at. And I'm like, are you serious? So the money was there. I literally had $1,350 just sitting there. Now, if that was not God, God was saving that money for me, because he knew I didn't know how to manage my money. So he was like, okay, I'm going to do this for her like this. And then when it's time for her to pay her rent, she'll have the money. Y'all, my rent was $1,349. Like, I just can't make this stuff up. Like, that's when I knew God was real to me. Like, that was one occasion. But again, I had many other encounters, and I knew that God was real. But that was one. I was like, come on now, God. You got it right down to the dollar? Like, that was amazing to me. So then another time, I was going on this color retreat, and I was struggling. I didn't really, I was one of the stylists that was a struggling stylist. And I was like that for so many reasons. One of the reasons I feel like I struggled so bad was because I was trying to do too many things. I didn't have a niche. Like, I would do this. Oh, you want braids? Okay, I got braids. You want to do a weave? Okay, I can do a weave. You want color? Oh, I can do color. You want a haircut? Oh, I can do haircut. So, like, what do you specialize in? Everything. So my menu was too broad. People didn't know what to pick. People like specificity. They want to know, what do you specialize in? Let's see. Like, she is the one that does all the color. Okay, we're going to go to her. Oh, she does natural hair. Okay, we're going to go to her. She does a great weave. We're going to go to her. That's what people like. So I struggled for a long time because I didn't have anybody to guide me, which is why I do this channel, which is why I do the podcast, because sometimes people need guidance. And I might be the only guidance that they have. So anyway, going to the color retreat, don't have the money, stepped out on faith because I knew I needed to get more money. I needed to get to a place where I could stop being a struggling stylist. And I knew that I love color, and I knew that I wanted to become a colorist. That was one of the goals that I always had. But coming from the hair school that I went to, we didn't really learn a lot about color. So I really didn't know what I was doing. So I needed to get more training. So the class was expensive. It was way above my means. But I stepped out on faith. I said, God, you came through for me so many times. I know you're going to come through for me again. So guess what he did? He came through for me. But let me tell you how. So I paid the deposit for the class. I think the class was like maybe $1,600. We were going to Arizona, so I needed a flight. I bought the flight ticket for, I think I did a one-way for the going ticket. And so I had a payment arrangement for the $1,600. So I wasn't quite done paying that. I think I only had maybe like $200-$300 left on that. And then I still needed a flight home. So I was struggling, and I just didn't see a way. I had more month than I did money, which means I had way more bills than I had money coming in. So I was trying to figure it out. I really was. I couldn't figure it out, but I was trying to figure it out. So I go start praying. Now, remind you all, this is like before I got really close with God, how I am now. I didn't really have a real relationship with him. I would call on him when I needed him. Like many of us, we just call on him when we need him. But when we good, we good. So I sat there and I just prayed and cried. And this was like 2 days before it's time to leave. So not only do I still owe this lady money for the class, but I also don't have a flight, and I also don't have spending money. Don't know how I'm going to get from the airport to the place. I just don't know nothing. But I know I want to go, and I know I need this change. So I'm doing my client's hair. It's an older lady, one of my favorite clients. I still have her to this day, and this is like maybe 8 years ago. Doing her hair, and I'm crying behind her. She could hear me sniffling. But I couldn't stop the tears because I'm so emotional. And so I'm doing her hair, and I'm just crying. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to just call the lady in my mind. I'm going to just have to call her and tell her I can't go. And I'm going to just call her to see if there's a way that she could transfer that money to maybe another class at a later date, and then I can just go later on. Even though it said no refunds, I'm just going to be bold and do what I got to do because I don't want to lose the money that I already paid. And I still really want to go to this class. So I call her, and I explain to her what's happening, what's going on, and she's just like, well, let me see what I can do. I can see if I can get you on a buddy pass with a flight, and then you can pay me later for the rest of the class. I mean, she is working with me, y'all. And I knew it was God's favor because I had really been praying about a change, and I knew God wanted me to go. And so she said she's going to call me right back. So the lady whose hair I was doing, she was listening. She heard everything I said. She heard every tear that came down, and she just wanted to help me. So I'm just crying, boo-hoo, I'm snotting. And the next thing I know, she pulls out her checkbook and writes me an $800 check. When I say that it brought me to more tears, I just broke down crying. And I'm just like, I cannot take this check from you. And she's like, yes, you're going to take this check. You're going to go and enjoy your time. You're going to have a great time. You're going to come back, and you're going to be a great colorist. And I just was so excited and just crying and so grateful and so thankful. But that was God. God placed that on that lady's heart. She was a Christian woman. And when I asked her, when did I need to pay her back? She was like, you don't have to pay me back. I'm sowing into you because I believe in you. Man, so I just wanted to encourage somebody that God is good. God has all the answers. He never runs out of resources. He can make anybody help you. But the one thing that you must do, which is what I do now, is be generous. You got to do the same things, because when you lend to the poor, God will lend to you. Now, to give you a little bit more info about this lady, that lady ended up losing her job. She lost her job like probably 5 or 6 months after she gave me that money. And I wanted to help her. I wanted to give her $800 or something back. I still was not in a position yet to help her. But what I could offer her was a lot of prayer. So I prayed for her. I didn't pray every day, I'm not going to lie. But I prayed for her when I thought about her. And I know that God sustained her, because she never had to go back to work. She still has not gone back to work. Her husband and her have been sustained because she was obedient to what God told her to do. I know that her sowing that money into me was one of the main reasons why God has made her the way that she is today, where she don't even have to go back to work. She basically retired early. So God is good, y'all. I just wanted to encourage you that the walk may get tough sometimes. It gets a little lonely sometimes because it seems like you're the only one walking with God, and you're the only one that believes in God. There's a lot of people around me that don't really, truly, honestly believe in God. They say they do, but they don't really, honestly, really, truly put all of their trust in God. And so I'm walking that out. I'm going to walk it out. But I pray y'all have a blessed week. I love you. I pray that this encouraged you, and we will talk soon. Take care.